No. Wrong color. I will get this right one day. The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it is kind of loud. That makes it better. The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time. I do think the world of Ocarina of Time is quite good. It's full of things to do, plenty to explore, 100 gold sculptures to get, for the grand reward of just infinite money. Anytime you need money, you just talk to a guy. He will always give you 200 rupees. Which is kind of lame. But, let me just double check. So Cow's currently got the game at about a negative 27. Got it. Let's see, what are the exact Skulltula rewards? Because I stopped giving a shit after 10. But, you know. So 10, you get the Adult's Wallet. 20, you get the Stone of Agony, which will alert you to grottos. And the PC port has a way to make it just show a little image. So that still works even without Rumble. 30 tokens gets you the Giant's Wallet. 40 tokens for a set of 10 bomb shoes, which I still don't know how to use those, or when they'd be useful. And 50 tokens for a piece of heart. So if you want to get all the hearts, you're finding half of those fuckers. 100 tokens, unlimited rupees. Who fucking cares? They are pointless. Yeah, there's plenty to do. There's a fair bit of side stuff. Extra songs that you don't need to find. Some items that aren't necessary, but are neat to get. Like the different spells. Outside of the few times Din's Fire is needed. Ice arrows. Fire arrows? For the most part, where you need fire arrows, you can probably use Din's Fire. But not vice versa, so... who knows? I can't think of a time where you need fire arrows, but I'm sure there is one. Either way. Plenty to do. Lots to explore. There's a lot of good, just little moments that can be found throughout the world. Like the dogs that run around in Hyrule Market at night. And you can bring one home, and you get a heart piece for it. Oh, I just remember what the last bottle is. You have to kill all the giant Poes. Yeah, I was definitely not doing that. Never will I fucking ever. I've done it before. Don't want to do it again. But yeah. Outside of, I don't know, it being an N64 game, and the world feeling a bit quaint by today's standards, especially Hyrule Field, that place is fucking empty. It's good. I like it. It's just full enough for what it is, and it still has plenty to do, even for a game of its time. So I think it is very solid. But again, it is a little held back by being as old and antiquated as it is. Story-wise, though, the game is pretty good. Characters are actually there. Characters come back later in the game. They're used more. You got the different characters playing the sages. Saria, Darunia, Ruto. They all feature more in the second half. Even playing a part. Well, Darunia and Ruto play a part in their respective dungeons. And the, reusing Impa for Shadow Temple. Nice to see her come back. And Nabooru being present in both the child and adult timelines. Here's the twist with Sheik. Ganon plays a larger role. He's a more fearsome villain than in the previous games. Because in A Link to the Past, it's just like, "Arr, Ganon!" This was the game that added Ganondorf. It's great. And I think a lot of the writing still just holds up very well, especially Sheik's little monologues to Link. Those are great. I still quite enjoy reading those. Okay, so I typed in Sheik monologue, and I got Shrek monologue. Thank you, Internet. Not what I was looking for. Okay, so I'm not going to find any of the dialogue. Come on, Internet. Someone has to have it typed out. Here we go. And just like having all the little bits refer to each of the characters, quite nice. Like with the Sacred Forest Meadow in Saria. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. The thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the minuet for us. I like it. It just tickles me in a certain way. And that way is nostalgia and fanboyism. So I don't know. I think the story is very simple but also very good. And I don't need it to be more complex. It's just a simple story well told. And that is enough for me. Character-wise, again, there's actual characters in this. They do things. They have aspects to them. They get used throughout the game. They have presence. It's not a Link to the Past where it's just, come save me, I'm Zelda. Okay, I'm gonna sit here for the rest of the game. Hello, I'm Sahasrara. I'll talk to you through walls. And then Aghanim, it's Ganon. Oh, fight Ganon. What other characters are there? There's the bosses. There's stuff to these characters. And they're not that deep or interesting, but, you know. It's a world full of characters, and the characters that are there are used, in my mind, well enough. So, I'm going to hope that that's a higher ranking than most of the Zelda games that I've gone through so far. At the very least, close to Link's Awakening. That game had a few characters that it used decently. They had good personality. Gameplay-wise, it's still very simple. It's the Zelda formula that Nintendo created with this game and then reused for the next 20 fucking years. Is Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. 15 fucking years of Zelda. 4 games. All the same gameplay style. Just different items, and visuals, and stories, and dungeon layouts. Like Twilight Princess has a weird spinning top thing that you use to ride along wall tracks. And I don't know why that exists, but it exists. Yeah, I think the gameplay of Ocarina of Time still holds up well enough that you could play it nowadays. It is very easy. Especially if you abuse crouch stabbing, like I do. But, you know, in the same way that people really enjoy Pokemon despite that being easy as shit, I think you can still really enjoy Ocarina of Time, despite it being easy as shit. And if you need it, you can impose some challenges on yourself. Like, no heart containers, where you don't get any extra hearts, and you sit at 3 for the whole game. And the Iron Knuckle kills you in 1 hit. That's why I didn't do it, by the way. Because that would be awful. I would die many times. And this would have taken a lot longer. But either way, I think that Ocarina of Time, especially with higher frame rates, still quite good. The 20 FPS is really the big drawback for me playing the original nowadays. But it's good. The music, I mean shit. It's good music. You got the different songs. How many different Song of Storms remixes exist? How many different Gerudo Valley remixes exist? This song is quality. Very, very quality. Lengthwise, I don't know, I'd say it's solid. It's well-paced. There's a clear midpoint, where everything changes and suddenly things are new and fresh. You got different items for different ages. So it does a good job of staying quite unique throughout its runtime, where, you know, every once in a while you go into a new dungeon, you get yourself a new item, you play around with it, you see what it can do. You think back to that one place 5 hours ago where, I can go do that now. I've got bombs. I've got the boomerang. I've got the hookshot. I've got fire arrows. I have the hammer. All of these things can do different stuff, and they allow you to explore more of the world and find more stuff. That's great. The greatest reward there is. The player explores does stuff. They should get new gameplay. Find new things. Get to explore more. And, you know, if you're tired of dungeons, you can go explore the world. Tired of exploring, you can go do dungeons. I think very solidly paced. Actually, nothing but 9s, baby. Jank-wise, Ocarina of Time is a fucking masterpiece of jank. That's also because people have torn it the fuck apart. Crouch stabbing, not having a damage value set, so it just reuses whatever you did last. Fucking weird. Bomb hovering. ISG. I never shut off ISG. Fuck. Hold on. I require a sigh. Pause the music. We're going back in. Back to this. And I need to close out of that, and get the music going again. There we go. That still feels super loud. Turn down a little bit. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I think Ocarina of Time, well-paced game. But yeah, jank-wise, massively jank. For the most part, though, it still has that level of Nintendo polish where casual players are not really going to run into a lot of jank. Because I want to say when I was a kid and played Ocarina of Time, I didn't know crouch stabbing existed. Much less would I have paid attention to how much damage it does. But even then, you know. Very jank game that leads to some very beautiful speedruns. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 on jank. But even, like, ground jumping is super neat. And DLC. Well, fucking N64 out of 10, baby. None of that shit here. Not a thing. But yeah, all in all, I do think that Ocarina of Time still holds up well enough for what it is. And it's still feels very solidly designed. If a little easy, but that's more because, you know, we've all had... Fucking, when did this game come out? Was it 99? Ocarina of Time, release date. Uh, 1998. Yeah. So we've all had, you know, 25 years to get good. Probably going to be kind of easy by now. Yeah, all in all, I do think that the game is very good. Very good, still holds up very well designed. Music's great, game's great, character's good, story is great for what it is. Simple, well told. Just good. Mwah. Big fan. I do think that there are some that are better. That's why it's a 9.5. That'll be for next time. Because I'm done. I don't know.